that extreme.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know. I met Fred when I was 15. And 15 years of age, commissioned the group that he founded, did their first concert ever at my home church. And I actually opened up for Commissioned at their first concert ever. Yeah. And then, my God, 8 years later, 6 years later, Fred actually discovered me and brought me into that group, Commissioned. And I spent 6 years learning from him and being deposited into by him. So I tell people all the time, jokingly, people never would have made it if it wasn't for Fred Hammond.
Come on, talk. Help us, Bishop.
The truth is that, he saw something in a 22-year-old college graduate. And, 30 years later, I'm still here because he decided to, mentor and bring me along. So when I received the call, anytime anybody asks me to do anything on the behalf of Fred, I'm always going to be there because I'm a very, very strong believer that you should never, ever forget the bridge that brought you over. Never. And one of the things we do is we burn bridges. And the truth of the matter is you shouldn't burn it because you may have to cross that bridge to get back where you need to get back to. So, of course, when Don calls, our relationship goes back years, not just Stellar Awards, but just he's family. And I'm just going to keep it 100. He's family. He's been at events. He's been there for me. When he was going through a challenging time, I didn't call him to ask him about the Stellar Awards or any other award. I just picked up the phone and called him and say, man, listen, I'm praying for you. I'm checking on you. And that's what this is all about. And that's why these things are so very important. We just lost an icon of a musical artist by the name of Rance Allen. And Rance Allen, everybody named Mama in gospel, loved him and, really gleaned from his musical talent, gift, and ability. I think though, people are celebrating him all on social media and stuff. And I think that's great. But I think these moments are even far more important, that you can still be able to celebrate people while they're alive, not just send videos and do concerts and things after they transition from this life to life eternal. Let's do this now. That way, people won't have to have, all these long funerals because everybody even said what they said now. And when it's all said and done, we can.
Well, Aretha, remember, she went about 3 to 6 hours.
I 3 to 6.
She was well celebrated while alive.
I sang at that funeral. That funeral was
yes, you did.
Hours, bro. There was a whole lot going on at that funeral. But I'm just honored. I really am. And I don't just say that just to say it. My career I'm blown away at what I've been able to do over these 30 years, from record sales to every award known to man. I think, Don, am I like the top Stellars at like 29 or 20 something? So I've done all this stuff. So
you're right there. You're right there.
It's just crazy. So,
And you're not done yet.
I don't think sometimes I want to be, but I don't.
You're not done.
I'm glad that I get the opportunity to celebrate somebody else, because I think that's what this is really all about. It's about, making sure we celebrate other people. And, me and Ryan Courtney Wilson, we had a ball, singing Fred stuff and it's stuff that everybody knows. So it's not like it's going to be a pull.
That's right.
So, I just can't wait to see it because, when I walked in the room, I was like, oh, y'all doing it like this now. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Now you started something.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Bruh, I prayed that it'll do something. Because I had been at this thing for so long and trying to figure out what was the thing that was going to break for me. And I remember when we wrote the song, it actually started out as a song about a chicken salad sandwich. That's the funny part. We were on set. I was with Joel Quinn, and they were asking us what they wanted us to eat for lunch. And they didn't have no money. All they could afford was sandwiches. So I said, chicken salad sandwich. I want a chicken salad sandwich because I'm hungry. And I posted it. It was my first viral video on IG. And my producer Harmony was like, yo, take that down. That's a hit. I said, first of all, I'm a grown man, and okay, I will. And so I took it down, and he said, come to the studio. We're going to write a love song to that. And sure enough, we did. And the inspiration was, God, I know about heartbreak, but I haven't seen consistent love on earth as it is in heaven. And so what I was compelled to do was write a love letter to God, to and from God. And the words just started flowing. And I was like, I want to have a love song that's going to help people understand what this love exchange really is. It's reciprocity. If both people are giving, nobody's left empty. Stevie Wonder got a wind of it. And he says, I believe this will be the wedding love song for years to come. I swear that Joker has some type of agreement with heaven, because that song has been the wedding love song, and and it's changed my life. You know, I know a little bit of what, Bishop Sapp, has experienced with that. Never would have made it. Oh, Jesus, this song has changed my life, and I thank the good Lord for it. Amen.
I'm a very strong believer in having multiple streams of income, and especially in this COVID season, because I know so many artists who are struggling. And the reason why they are struggling is because they only focused on one aspect of who they were as a gift, and not using their platform in order to expand their brand. For me, I do books, I do master classes, I not only sing, but I pastor a church, I'm a songwriter, I own real estate all over the country. I've done a whole lot of things just by using that one moment of a song that took off. And I wanted to make sure that I maintained my livelihood and the type of life I enjoy living, even if I never sing another song. And I think that that's what I learned that young, believe it or not. I started doing that like when I got in commission, and I saw so many different artists. I can remember actually sending a check when Danny Bell Hall passed away, to help bury her. And I looked at my late wife, Melinda. I said, that'll never happen to us. And from that day to this day, I just made sure that, I might go get me some red bottoms, and I might, go buy me a belt or have a custom suit, or even drive a specific kind of car. But I'm going to make sure that I have some place to pull it up to, So I want to challenge, all artists, make sure that this is seasonal. I'm just going to keep it 100. I mean, this is very seasonal. You're hot today, not tomorrow. So you really, really need to make sure that you are doing the things that are necessary in order to invest in your life so that you can have the type of life you want to live. So I challenge every artist, especially in this social media world and space. He didn't give you these platforms and give you the opportunity to touch so many people just so that you can post pictures. Yeah. Just think about your brand and think about the types of things you want to do. I look at people like Puffy. People think Puffy's rich because of music publishing. He's done well because of music publishing, but he rich because of Ciroc. And all Ciroc is some, syrup in some vodka. And somebody came up with the concept, and now he's, you know, on the verge of being a billionaire off of something that he decided to do that was different. So don't limit yourself, stretch. And if you do it, I feel like the rest of your days will be the best of your days.
Well, you know, yes, they do call me the hope dealer. Shout out to Billy Johnson of Yahoo Music that said that before there was a Why I Love You. I have committed to this commission that hope is a conversation that I need to have with the people to help people better understand what it is. And my commitment, and even through the new song Doves Cry that I have, what I'm saying is that hope is not the denial of reality, but hope is a commitment to believe greater is on the other side of it. I'll say that one more time so that it sinks with everybody in here. It is not the denial of reality. It's not the denial of your struggle, your difficulty, your hardship, your confusion, your lack of clarity, but it is the commitment in the midst of that to believe greater is on the other side of it. Because most of the time we all give testimony about everything we've been through, forgetting that the operative word is through. It didn't end us. We got through it. We got through it. It didn't stop us. And so along the way, in going through and getting through, we have to take these moments as lessons to inform us for the next time we see a thing that may look difficult, that may look scary, that we look at it and respond to it with the hope conversation. That I know that this is only temporary. I know troubles don't last always. And I know that victory is surely on the other side of this. And so that's what I'm here to deposit in people. This pandemic has done a fool on our mind and on our motivation, on our sense of self-worth. But my thing is, like Bishop Sapp has committed to, and also the content of my brother, Brian Courtney Wilson, we make sure that whatever we share has content that assures people everything God has already, it reassures everything God has already said about us and our circumstances, that he'll never put more on us than we can bear. Never have I seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seeds begging for bread. And while I am mainstream, I've taken the cross over with me, and I will make certain that I stand firm in the knowing that God has it all under control. Yeah, baby.
You know, one of the songs we did on the record was Inner City Blues, Makes Me Want to Holler, written close to 50 years ago by Marvin Gaye. And we didn't have to change a lyric, and it's still relevant. Every lyric is relevant today. But the gospel in this message determines that we don't have to settle for the blues. There's good news behind what we're going through, but we got to keep going through, as my brother Major just said, as Bishop Sapp has admirably told us from pulpits across the country for years now. And as Mr. Don Jackson has put his name on the line to frame it for us so we can see it in wide distribution. There's a reason for us to have, like Major said, hope. There's a reason for us to believe that when the story ends, it ends with victory for the people whose hearts are after God. And so this remains, this is a truth that we got to hold on to. It's the reason why I'm here, because someone sang it to me, someone spoke it to me, someone dared put me on their shoulders so I could see further than I could see in my situation. That's why it's important to me. That's why I keep going with it. And you know, I so agree with Bishop Sapp on, you know, these multiple stream of income and finding a way to and it's, oh man, I see this linked together, to own your stuff. Find a way to own your stuff so you can deliver your message unapologetically to the people that need to have it without needing to be validated for it, because you already know. And I think that's part of what this gospel message is that the Lord has validated us. Our Creator has made us great. We just got to go walk it out. And that's why it's important to me.